back out.
Hello, my name's Robbie and this is my boat, the Naughty Lass. If you've followed my channel for a while, you'll know that I live aboard. And yeah, I've lived on this thing long enough to know which bits I don't really like. And I've got a wish list of things that I would like to change. Recently, I got the wonderful opportunity to be able to moor up somewhere next to an expert joiner who has not only taught me so much to do with how to fix various things and how to improve any part of the inside of my boat and get more organised, but he's also created something quite special that I'll show you in a minute. It's very therapeutic, this. The area I'm in at the moment is West Yorkshire, and it's a place where you can get great good value. I feel like my experiences anyway with retailers and people, local tradesmen, yeah, no one's tried to rip me off. For the improvements that I've made, I've managed to only spend around £700. You'll have to see what I've done with that money. Let's go through it now and I'll show you in little bits of detail what I did and how I did it. The first thing I did, I spent the first week doing the floor because I was told there was some free flooring going, some PVC floor tiles. I thought, yeah, they all click together quite nicely, I'll give that a go. So I started in the bedroom, I worked my way back into, I measure out and then I measure again on the actual piece of tile, get it wrong, go back and cut it again. So I've been like measuring twice but still cutting twice as well, because the rule should be measure twice, cut once. But yeah, I found it extremely difficult. I'm no good at it and I keep messing it up. And silly mistakes like not laying these boards right so that I'm not using the right end so it doesn't connect properly, and it's all fixable. It's not the end of the world, but I just get so annoyed with myself. I'm having to take off my bathroom door and try and shave an extra little few millimetres off it just so it can fit. Oh, can you shut the door, please? See that bit? That's pretty good, that. And the bit that goes underneath there, that's also good. This goes around there quite nice and neat. But look, I've chopped off the rest. About 100mm short because I've got the measurement wrong. I had it up to here with this flipping flooring. I mean, it is going to be nice underfoot. It's got insulation, so it's going to be warmer and easy to clean and all that. But right now I'm just like, oh, for goodness sake, just need to finish. I keep making mistakes, keep measuring correctly, making a template up and then measuring and somehow getting it wrong and cutting it wrong, and like the second measurement's wrong. I don't know what I'm doing, but this is clearly not the profession that that would suit me. Better off editing videos and making music. Yeah, I did struggle, and working with plastic's a little bit different as well, and it was a lot of mess to clear up in the end. But managed to get all the way into the bathroom, even cutting out an almost perfect half moon shape for the toilet. Oh man, I've just cut the perfect shape for my toilet and I've cut it off the wrong side of the board. So that's useless. Brilliant. I think that's done it. Come on. Yes! Woo! I'm very proud of myself for doing it all. That's the thing. It wasn't a perfect job, but once I'd added the beading as well, it all seemed to come together. So I'm dead chuffed of what I've been able to do, even though it's basic DIY really. Anyone can do what I've done. That's always been my point. I really wanted to get rid of my sofa because it was just taking up too much room. I rarely sat on it, and when I did to play my guitar, for example, it was just killing my back. So I thought, well, if it's not really that comfy, and I'm not using it as a bed, you know, no one's come around to stay over or anything, so I thought, right, I'll get rid of that, and I'm going to create something. It was really fun to come up with this new piece of furniture that I knew that was going to be unique. And I thought, this is going to service my idea of having a bar/storage area that was going to open the space up, but also make it more functional and allow me to record my music, edit my videos, whatever. And then when it came to Nev actually having to look at the designs, this is my design for the for the unit, the Universal Modular unit, trademark. Yeah, I wanted to look like a boat. And the drawing here is not great, but there are features that you'll see in a minute that yeah, actually do make it up to the final design. So almost immediately I had this shape. I tried it out on the boats to see if it would fit and would suit the space, and yeah, it seemed to look all right. About that,
it fits.
Yay! We did other things. We added some legs underneath to bring the height up a little bit as an option, and also we've added some doors as well, all using wood that's being thrown away. A lot of pubs, they get redesigned and they just chuck out all the old wood. So what we actually did was took some tables, some Weatherspoons, and turned them into the tabletops on this actual unit. The ash, it was just, yeah, it just looked really clean. No traces of chewing gum or graffiti or sick. It was all taken off. It looked really good. And then we also added some oak strips. That was difficult. We had to steam these strips in a homemade sort of, well, based on a wallpaper steamer really. But yeah, Nev cleverly whipped up this little thing that we could steam. But because we were outside and it was cold, it was difficult to quickly apply these, clamp it all in and pin them outside and on board the boat as well. And you'll notice that I've also painted it as well. So I've painted it a sort of a turquoise colour, and it's supposed to be the same as what I've got in the boat around the kitchen area and at the end of the walls. But there's a practical reason why I'm using chalk paint, and that's because it's just so forgiving that you can just go anywhere with it and you can paint on anything, and it's just so versatile. It also makes furniture like this, where it's just very smooth and clean and there's not a lot of interest, you can just create your own by, you know, making textures like that. Just get creative, guys, you know. But I wasn't happy at first. I just thought, what, it's not quite right. I'd put varnish on it, and then I soon realised that what I need to do is put some Annie Sloan's wax on it. I think this stuff is brilliant. It's basically wax, go on absolutely anything, wood or paint here. And look at that effect. It's like, it's transformed what was just way too bright, I thought, into something that's got a lot more interesting sort of characteristics there. You've got, I mean, I'm just, look, this is what I'm doing. I'm slapping it on like that. I'm not even looking, look. And there we go. I've got a really random mess, but actually, even if I did just do it normally like that or up and down, it still goes with whatever pattern is underneath it on the paint itself. It takes up that texture. I just think it looks f***ing gorgeous. Look at that. Round about the same time, I'm also applying loads of oil just to seal up the wood, because one drop of water that sinks in is going to stain it, or it might get easily chipped. But now, with all that oil in, any mark that's made is just gives it extra character, really. We put some little sort of D-shaped handles on it, brass ones, on the storage doors, and also on the ends as well, just so that you could lift the top one on and off. And I think that was it. I'm just trying to remember in my mind what the process was. And that's it. I've got a universal modular unit that I can use for whatever I like. One of the first things to go was actually the worktop in my kitchen. It was like a blue chipboard thing. It was horrible. The thing I've got in place here now is oak, and Nev shaped it up nicely for me, cut it right, and helped me with some taps. These new taps are absolutely incredible. It did cost quite a bit actually, about 60 quid for the fittings. The brass taps he already had in stock, but I'm so happy with them. I think they look incredible. I've kept the original sink because I didn't want to change too much, and also I couldn't find a sink that was better than that one. Mad as it sounds, I just couldn't find anything. Actually went all around IKEA to try and find something suitable, but come out with a hand, which is in my tunes corner. This is where I have got all my musical, I've got my bass guitar there, I've got my drumsticks coming out of this hand, which I think looks quite cool, and I've got just shelves so I can put stuff on charge, basically, whether it be cameras or speakers or my internet, which is plugged in there. This is a new device, actually. This is a 4G plus. I think I can actually get 5G on it in some areas, and you can even plug in an aerial to go on the roof, which I'll have to do that at one stage, because otherwise I have to just keep it in the window, because that's the best signal, in the window. I'm so happy with the setup, because it means all of my music gear, including a new MIDI keyboard that I bought, it's all in the same area. And I've also got another guitar hanging up nearby. Well, it's actually leaned on top of a guitar case, which I've created extra little brackets for out of an old whiskey barrel. Proud of them. They're really difficult to piece together, and I'm a bodger, so it's not perfect. But I just like the way they look. They're really cool, and they smell fantastic when you're drilling into them. And that's another piece of wood that I've reclaimed somehow, so I feel even better about that. Thanks to Nev. It's free as well. Cheers, Nev. So there's the guitars. They're all out. The keyboard's there. My equipment's ready to use. I can actually finally have a dedicated area where my musical gubbins is always there, that I can just grab it and start messing around. Yeah. Put a new light in, which has a cool little USB fitting in the side, and there's a blue light which allows you to come home from the pub, stumble in and go, "Wow, there's the light," and put it on. But it is quite a gentle light. It's like only like a little spotlight. And the reason why I put the new light in was because the old one just stopped working. The connections in the bulb, it just didn't work anymore, sadly. I've decided it's a bit too modern, and I've taken off the anchor emblem from the previous fitting and just screwed it in just below. No, I'm just going to keep it below there, and as a reminder of my nautical roots. going back to the ash wood that we've gotten from Weatherspoons, I even made up a corner table. Nev let me go on that one, let me have a little sort of play, and he did help me a lot, guided me with it, but I can say that I managed to put that on top of that drinks cabinet, which I painted black because Annie Sloan sent me the wrong paint. They very kindly let me keep it, and just sent me the original colours, the green and the blue. So I just thought, well, what can I do with this? Let's try it on this cabinet. Put some wax on it. I thought, oh, this is looking good, and I'm quite tempted now to paint everything black. Although it might make things a little bit too dark on board. But yeah, so there we are. Drinks cabinet's looking fantastic. And I even managed to put a little spice rack there, and a little place for the blowtorch to go. I was quite keen on having a place for everything, like tools and things. I quite wanted to hang them up, so I put some new hooks in the engine bay to hold things like my life jackets, but also my chainsaw. So that is actually now on the wall, and it's not yet another thing I have to move out of the engine bay into the bedroom. And so as much stuff I can hang up as possible is great. I've even put my kindling basket on the wall. I've put my axe on the wall. I've even got some throwing knives on the wall, and now that brings me very neatly to something that I've developed quite a passion for, thanks to Nev. Oh, come on. I don't know what to say about knife and axe throwing, apart from that it's almost been life-changing for me, because it's come at a time in my life where I needed as a distraction. I needed something away from canal boats to really sink my teeth into. Something that wasn't music, something that didn't use my brain. In fact, you're encouraged not to think. So it's great for overthinkers like myself. And it's people like John here who run the Pontefract Cata range, and the people at the Huddersfield unit where I first started throwing. These people are the Rusty Knifers. They meet every Thursday at 6 to 10 p.m. in an old mill near Huddersfield, and they're just fantastic people. There's no pretension. There's no, oh, what do you do? There's nothing like that. It's just throwing and then a bit of a chat with some coffee. No booze allowed, but we don't mind that, do we? Because we've got knives to throw. I started out with these angels, that's what they're called, quite easy to throw. It turns out, I've got quite the knack. Well, not that time, but it takes practice, a lot of patience, and I was very lucky to throw alongside Nev using his fancy knives. Worked my way up there, and even tried throwing by the blade, and that seemed to work all right for me. It's all done at quite close range. About 3 meters is the starting point for knives, 4 meters for axes. And yeah, what an enjoyable pastime. I can't think of anything better to do on a Thursday night. Once I got the hang of knife throwing, thanks to Nev, I was also taught how to throw axes as well. Oh, does that count? It's a stick. Luckily for me, Nev had built a throwing range back at the basin. So on the land next to where all the boats are, I was able to throw axes and hone my skills. I was able to further expand my repertoire of things to throw at pieces of wood. Hey. But then it was back to knives, really trying to hone the technique that would help me get more distance and better accuracy. So yeah, safe to say that I am a bit obsessed with axe and knife throwing now. And even looking back at some of that footage, I'm like, no, I'm doing it slightly wrong, and so because you develop your all the skills. What else? Oh, I've got a plant pot that my friend Lou gave me. She popped around actually to help sort my life out, and yeah, she actually had a very handy tip for tidying away your clothes and your bed sheets. Check this out. How you doing, Lou?
I'm good. We're going to sort this boat out once and for all.
Right, we're sorting out my sheets, bedding. What's the top tip then, Lou?
Top tip, you've got your duvet cover, you've got your matching pillowcase.
Always matching, yeah.
Yep. And your sheet, obviously, standard sheet. Put the pillowcase and the sheet inside and either roll or fold it, so when you put it away, when you grab it, you've got a whole set. You're not hunting for the separate elements. It's just time-saving tip.
Nice, thanks, Lou. Another one of those in half an hour. So it's great to see her, and she really did help me. And another person I bumped into who's been in some of my videos before is a guy called Barry, and he's an alcoholic that has remained sober for a lot longer than many of the boaters I've met. And yeah, so he's a real inspiration really in terms of his journey. And yeah, it was nice to meet up with him and have a posh breakfast at the local coffee and champagne bar.
Hello everybody, I'm Barry and I am a recovery alcoholic. Popped in to see my mate Robbie. I just want to let everybody know how I'm doing. You may remember me from a video that we filmed back in May 2020 when I was six or 7 weeks sober at the time, and I find it very difficult to look back at the video now. It's cringeworthy. But I wanted you all to know that I'm still well. I'm coming up on probably 2 years in recovery and in sobriety. I'm very, very happy. Life is great. I'm still on Snow Goose, moored in just outside Chester. My life's getting better every day. I've got a new partner that I've met in June last year. That's going really, really well. Life isn't easy every day. I live my life a day at a time. And as long as I get to the end of the day and don't have a drink, then that's a success for me. I'm very, very happy. He doesn't know I'm going to say this, but he helped me in a time of need. Going down those locks in Chester, I think it was in May 2020, he'll never know how much that helped me from a confidence point of view and being able to share with you guys the early start of my journey. Support Robbie, he's a great guy and he's been a really big part of my recovery, so thanks mate, keep going.
Just across the road from Bosco there's a post office, and there's also a pub. This is the Horse and Jockey. It's my pick for pub of the week in Horbury Bridge. There are other pubs, but this is the one that I spent most of my time in. And this is me playing pool. Check this out. Didn't expect that. What was that? And this is what happens when you mix Prosecco and orange juice and my camera. You tell him, Cara. Well, this is the more reserved side of the pub, sort of lounge area. It's really nice in there, but I spent most of my time next door, like the reprobate I am. Right, this is pub of the week, when it really, really gets going. Here's a shooter for you. It's Bailey's poured over Kahlua. Very nice. And that's pub of the week. I have to leave my friends there. I'll miss them all very much. But yeah, I'm sure I'll see them again another time and they'll be like, Robbie, why did you put that on YouTube? And that's about it. I mean, there is one small thing. My curtains. I've got new curtains. I just haven't put them up yet. So I'm just waiting for the next video, which is about going to get the curtains, which I filmed some time ago. But you know how these things work out, or you might not do. If you're trying to plan ahead with YouTube videos and trying to do any sort of DIY, things don't always match up. But thankfully my curtains do. They look fantastic. I can't wait to show you them. I haven't even put them up still now, so I can't wait to get them up as well, because they are looking pretty good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next video. Cheers, bye.